There is a lot of pain that comes with the inability to know who you are. There is a lot of pain and consequences that come from the inability to know who you are. Now, so have you guys been in a situation where you felt there was this person, so you guys was getting along, kind of thing, but then something like hits you at the back of your head, at the back of your mind. Something hits you at the back of your mind and you have a feeling that you have to let them go. So you are emotionally exhausted, you're physically exhausted, you're very tired. You really want to let them go, you want to move, you don't know how to do it. And sometimes they are too entangled with you and you don't know how to break the chains. Whereby you're with a person who doesn't give you the best, but at the same time, they cannot let you go. Now, you see, there is something that will happen. It took me so many years to understand these things, but now I know. There is things that are going to happen when God is trying to warn you to let someone go. Ladies and gentlemen, I got entangled for a number of years. I do remember there were some good days, when you're with the nurses, there's some good times, there's a day or two you may just have a normal day, nothing much going on. But most of the times you're going to remember that toxicity. I didn't know what else I could do. You see, when you have spent so many years with somebody, you reach that extent where you feel, what am I going to do? I've already burnt so many years with this person. So now I'm supposed to go out there, start all over again. What am I going to do? You don't even know what to do, what you're going to do with yourself. You don't know what else to do. That is what happens. The person is going to punish you. There is nobody that will punish you like a narcissist. You see, in this era now, I strongly believe it's time for the empaths to wake up. You're supposed to wake up, You have to wake up. Okay, if you haven't already, I understand. You have got to wake up. The moment the empath will understand who a narcissist is, you're going to realize how much power you've always had over these people. Is when you're going to realize they never had any power over you. It was a game. It was a flip. They just flipped the entire script to make it look like you are the weak one. They was the weak one all along, this whole time. God will send a narcissist in your life to teach you some things. Me, I know. Yes, I believe. Okay, some people say, oh, this narcissist, where did they come from? Why me and that stuff? Me, when I understood what narcissism was and I saw all these things that had happened, is when I realized that was a lesson. It was my training ground. So a narcissist will teach you things, lessons that you've never learned anywhere else. You see those narcissists, they think that they are punishing us and whatever, all this abuse and stuff. But they are training warriors. They are waking up and training warriors. Because the moment you understand who a narcissist is, you will never, ever in your life allow that level and amount of disrespect. It will not happen. It cannot happen. It doesn't matter. It's your brother, I don't know which relative, cousin, it does not matter. That level of disrespect ends with a narcissist. That's it. There is nobody you will ever allow to treat you the same way the narcissist did, the moment you understand who you are. And the power that comes along with you knowing who you are. You see, there's something you need to understand about narcissists. They will not change. Yes, I know you're going to struggle with this. Some of you don't even know what you're dealing with. They will not change. They are not going to change tomorrow. They are not going to change next week. They will not change next year. You're in a cycle of abuse. They will not change. Actually, the more you stay with them, the more intensive it gets. Narcissists are energy vampires. A narcissist needs your energy at every cost. When you open the door, they're going to go to work. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing anybody else can do. Yes, there can be a little bit of therapy. They may, up their game a little bit. Nothing. It doesn't work. You're dealing with the energy vampire. They will not change. The moment you don't understand who you are, what you deserve, God is going to use that individual to punish you. You see that individual, they're trying to give second chances. Oh, yesterday was a mistake. I'll try again. Maybe they didn't mean what they said. Tomorrow, let's try again. That person is going to punish you. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not talking about men. I'm also talking about women. This is men and women. When I'm talking about this kind of narcissism, it is both men and women. The person is going to punish you to the degree where you're going to learn by force that it is time for you to set yourself free. Because if you do not set yourself free, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot come out of that relationship alive. Do you know how many people have passed away in the course of trying to love somebody that is unlovable? There is many. They have invested so much time, so much energy. They are trying to love somebody. You're trying to love a robot. How can you love a robot? How can you love a soulless being? So the more you wait for this thing to change, you're going to wait forever. It is going to be worse. It is going to make you sick. It is going to break down your entire immune system. It is going to break down your emotional capacity. It is going to break you down mentally, psychologically. It is going to break you down spiritually. You're dealing with a demon. I want you to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. When you see the signs, the flags, yes, I do not say you can move immediately, but that is when the alarm bells are going off. You see, God is now showing you one bell at a time. One thing happens, the bell will ring. Have you seen that one? Yes, I've heard that bell. Something else will happen, another bell will go off. The bells have started ringing. When the bell rings, you get up and you go somewhere or you leave a situation. The bells are going to ring until the sound is going to become louder and you can no longer ignore the bell. The bell may ring the first time. Oh, I don't know if did I hear that one properly? You know when you go to sleep and you have put your alarm. You have set the alarm and the alarm wasn't loud enough. You're like, oh, you overslept. Maybe you missed the alarm. The second one will go off, you will miss it. By the time the final alarm goes off, it's too late. By the time the final alarm goes off, you're wondering why you didn't hear the first one. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be punished by a narcissist to that degree where you're going to be forced to walk away. How do you really expect an energy vampire to treat you when all they need to survive is your energy? How do you really expect for them to treat you when all they need from you is your energy? They need to eat. That is their food. They are feeding. So as long as there's a subject to eat, they're going to be feeding. You're dealing with the energy vampire. You need to wake up. You have got to wake up, my empaths, my chosen ones. It's time to wake up. I do not care what you think the person is. Your mother, I do not care. Your father, it doesn't matter. I have not spoken to my narcissistic parent for years. Not that I've got anything against him or something like that, but I understand who he is. As long as there's food, they are going to eat. When there's food on table, they are going to eat. When there's no food, they will starve. That's what happens. That person is going to punish you in every way possible until you will wake up one day and you will say, okay, that's it. The experience I've learned, the lessons I've learned, it's time to go. And you're going to walk away gracefully until you will learn how to love yourself enough to walk away. The biggest lesson I've learned from a narcissistic relationship was self-love. Because now I understand that a person can actually love themselves, because you love yourself, and finally you can love yourself. Other than loving somebody that cannot love you back, you can better love yourself. You will opt and choose to love yourself than loving somebody that is not going to love you back. It's a waste of time. But until you learn how to love yourself, that person in your life is going to punish you. If it's your parent, they are going to punish you. That is the playbook, how it works. It's the only thing they know. Punishment, abuse, trauma, torture. That's the only thing they know. Low frequency stuff. Do not expect one day that they are going to wake up and they are going to give you nice treatment. It can't happen. Every treatment they will give you is disguised into something else. It will look like good treatment, but it is being disguised as something else. And you confuse it to be good treatment, but there's another agenda they have in disguise. So when you know you're with somebody, they're not treating you well, they lock you out of the house. Sometimes you come back home, you're eating burnt food, or sometimes food that is not ready at all. You cannot sleep. They are banging things all over the house. They are shouting, screaming. That is abuse. Those are the bells I'm talking about. It is time for you to plan your exit, to walk away. You don't have to do it now. You don't have to do it next week, tomorrow. Plan the exit. There's an exit plan. I did an entire video on the exit plan in a narcissistic relationship. How you plan your exit step by step. Because when you're living with a narcissist, you don't just walk out of the door like, you're going to the shops. No. Yes, at the end of the game, at the end of that whole thing, walk out like you're going to the shops. Make it look like you're coming back, and that's when you disappear. But there's a plan. So you need to plan strategically how you're going to walk away from this individual. Because if you do not walk away, ladies and gentlemen, that person is going to punish you until the extent you're going to be forced to love yourself enough to walk out of their life. Okay? So it's a lesson. If you're still entangled, that's a lesson for you. There's things you're learning. There are things that God is showing you. There's things that God is teaching you. Do not ignore the lessons. When you feel that you're done and your soul cannot take no more, that is when you're going to start packing your things and walk away. But God is going to use that person to punish you until you will be able to release them and get out of their life. Drop us a comment, like, and share. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will see you guys in my next one. Denzo Moses signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.